Alright, time for another Age of Empires 2 matchup. Over here in Teal we have Storm Warning, his allies being over here Mystery Enigma, who is playing as Yellow, and the Celts, playing as Persians over there by the way, Storm Warning. And TCP, who is over here playing as the Mayans and as Purple. Their opponents today will be Turkman, who is the Saracens, and Blue. Dodopona, I believe, Dodonpa, that sounds right, who is playing as Green, and Britons. And over here we have Minakatudu, who is playing as Red, and the Teutons. It's quite a good game, if I do say so. There's a lot going on, it's extremely well played, so we'll just have a look at the map at this point in time. As you can see, we have two continental areas, as we can see around here, which means we can be expecting some coastal warfare, as well as having these little shallows here, so they are able to walk across to each other, so it's not like a D-Rush or Feudal Rush isn't possible. This game is extremely good, I really like it. It's extremely well played by... I'm not going to tell you who's going to win actually, you'll have to watch to find that. That can be your reward for watching the entire video, finding out who wins, but it is a very well played game if I do say so. So, looking at the build up, we've got the two houses there which have been put up, most villagers on sheep, however not bringing in any extra boar yet. However, he has not done loom yet either. So, probably going to want to get loom done before he goes for the boar. And over here we have Purple saying he is going to D-rush his opponent. Being Mayans, of course, that's extremely feasible. You start off with the extra villager. So it's definitely doable as Mayans. And with this shallow here, it's always extremely capable. So over here, as you can see, just scouting as an opponent, we might swap over to TCP and check out the Fog of War here. Alright, so getting a mill up there and getting that lumber camp up there, so he's ready to advance as soon as he has enough villagers and enough food to do so. See there. So done loom. So loom always be done before getting the boar. That's always a good thing. I always do it. But then again, I get loom when I've got about 6 or 7 villagers. So we've got a barracks coming up there in the Dark Age, which means he's going to go for the D-Rush. Another house coming up there, so looking to increase his population. And going to be wanting to get some villagers on gold quite soon. So there we go, there's that 2 militia coming out. Wanting to join up with his Eagle Warrior. Eagle Warrior is of course being able to take out a villager in 1v1 combat. And being able to take out a scout in 1v1 combat as well. However, once you get to feudal, you cannot do that. As you can see, that militia taking a bit of damage. As we can see now, getting that mining camp up. It's going to be collecting a bit of extra gold now, and hopefully getting some more of these guys. So as you can see, just running around scouting again, found his lumber camp there, which is quite far away, and got his opponent while trying to war, which is very good. As you can see, looking like he is going to lose that villager. Here we can see all the enemy scouts coming in through here, all being backed up by Yellow. That scout there, definitely going to kill off that militia. These villagers moving forward. As we can see here, Blue has done his wall off already. So as we can see here, 2 militia, 1 Eagle Warrior, and 3 villagers. This scout, of course, not going to be able to take villagers at this stage once that wounded. So as we can see, just continuing in through here, doing a bit of damage. And as you can see, Blue's pretty much walled himself in. As you can see, I'll turn Fog of War off just so you can see this. Wall. He's all walled in, so there's no real damage that TCP is going to be able to do this time. So archery range is going up, and I know we're only watching one person, but this is where most of the action is at this stage in the game. TCP contributes a lot to this game, I will say that. Putting a watchtower up there, so if that's a lumber camp there, which it looks like because there's half cut off trees, yep, lumber camp there, it will be able to fire on these guys here, and that gold mine as well. However, it has been deleted. As we can see, fair few villagers on gold there, and quite a few on wood, not so many on food at this stage, so it's not looking to age up. As we can see, coming in here, putting this watchtower up here to defend this area here, very good idea, and it will be able to kill off any fishing ships that come into this area here. So as you can see, forcing his opponent off of this wood here and these berries, which is going to force him to have to put up farms earlier. And putting up farms earlier is never good. So as you can see at the moment, walling this tower in, very smart idea. And green walling himself off as well, forcing TCP to have to go past this town centre. As you can see now, coming up to this tower, and villagers of course having extremely good brass knuckles to use against their watchtowers, so they can take them down extremely quickly. As you can see, more archers coming here, getting to the base of this tower. As we can see, that tower is falling down quite easily. So as we can see right now, TCP not looking like he's going to be able to castle any moment too soon. However, he is starting to collect. So that tower there is down, and we're putting up another house for TCP right there. So TCP is pretty much going through, just gutting all his opponents. We'll refresh the scores there, so you'll be able to see what actually going. Of course, having less of an economy, so his score will be down a bit from his teammates, and nobody else he hasn't harassed. As you can see, green is quite low at this point. However, he has managed to just get into the castle age, which means he can build some knights to defend off from these guys. However, he's getting a lot of economy damage done. Over there, managed to get away. So we'll have a look at the whole map now and see if anyone else is up to much. So as we can see here, red is starting to make galleys, and so is yellow. Yellow building his war galleys. So they're going to go for a push up this side here, it looks like, with the galleys. We'll meet red's galleys there, but that is an extremely high amount for what they're taking on, so that'll be no problem. So over here again, purple trying to defend against these knights, but you can see just getting into this corner here. However, these knights will just bulk most of that damage away. As you see, taking a lot of damage, so fleeing off so he won't lose the knight. And all those archers are deceased. These archers here managing to make a run for it though. Knights of course being extremely effective versus archers. So over here, as you can see, they're just clearing this area here. As you can see here, quite a few. They are taking it down quite quickly. As you can see, Storm Warning here just doing this, and at the moment, yellow is just about on 3,000 points, and the highest opponent's team player is blue, who is on 2,400. So it's quite an uneven game when it comes to that, but it could be due to TCP's harassment. I wish I did have these players' rankings. So as you can see, they've just gutted this canal down here, and I know that's just going to be wanting to keep moving and just sniping for the population down. Up here, as we can see, blue is up here with a lot of war galleys and is just holding this area here. These fishing ships are in danger. So over here, as we can see, keeping his opponent off this area here, green has been forced to move back down over here. I guess that's a good thing though, it means he's out of the way, he's sandwiched in there between red and blues and his old base, so it's quite a good position to actually have your farms in. It's better to have them back than forward. Or at least that's what I found. So, over here, trying to take on these galleys, so we're not standing much of a chance there. Yellow having a few ships here. As you can see, these ships are about to be destroyed. And TCP now being the lowest scoring player, mostly because of that D-rush. It did do a lot of damage, however. The damage would have been worth it, because it slowed his opponents down a lot, as you can see. As we can see here, with yellow coming through here with a lot of war galleys there. That is quite a few galleys for this stage in the game. We're only 26 minutes in too, so this is quite a big fleet. Over here as well, we've got two of the biggest fleets that are on this map. These are the two biggest fleets. It looks like yellow is just outnumbering them. Yeah, so yellow might be able to pull it off, especially if he starts attacking early like this. 1 2. So you see that's an advantage right there, as he knocked off 3 of his opponent's ships, well, nearly 3. Knocking off those ships really early will definitely help him. And these guys over here, as you can see this lone spearman being attacked by these wolves. As you see, just injuring that spearman to the point where he'll be able to save himself. So down over here we can see that green is still patrolling with his knights, however there is quite a few crossbows here. And green making the right decision there. Especially with that tower, the tower will do a lot of damage. As we can see, fletching upgrades have been done at this point. And a monastery coming up there, so no doubt either going to want to go to Imperial or get some monks out to convert this cavalry. As you can see here, just using this little advantage here, seeing that mangonel there, so having to retreat. Mangonels, of course, doing really heavy damage. So this side here, Yellow looks like he's set most of his fleet off, and they are going to be destroyed by the looks of it. Blue coming in here with more reinforcements, and Purple just trying to take out some villagers. Not being too effective, however. Of course, these do have greater range than this town centre. So over here at this point, going to be take down these archery ranges. And we can see over here that Turman has made an assault into the opponent's base here, and it has done quite a bit of damage. You can see this town centre here has been destroyed, and moving on to the second one here. Lots of knights in there, and doing quite a bit of damage. So these villagers here coming out to try and destroy. However, losing a lot of villagers in that battle, it's like 3. So doing quite a bit of damage. More rams coming in there. So he may be able to take out this town centre. Green coming back in with knights now, so he may be able to get a bit of his defense in there. Now it looks like that ram is going down. So over here now, Red has taken this area back to his control. Another ram there. And another one there. However, they are not going to be too effective at this point. So as you can see, slowly taking out this space here. The temple over here has been destroyed, or monastery I should say. So they're starting to take back control of this area here. However, as we can see over here, Yellow is using a large amount of ships over here. That's quite a few ships to push Blue back to his side over here. As we can see, Yellow does have a lot of ships out, and they are galleons, and over here only war galleys. So he definitely has the advantage when it comes to that. 30 more hit points, 1 attack, 1 extra range. So he will be able to use that to his advantage. And especially means he's in Imperial Age, so if he gets the next fletching upgrade, but I don't think the Celts get the next fletching upgrade. So that's a bit sad there. Could have had that little bit of extra attack and that little bit of extra range, which could have done a lot of damage. So as we see, just taking out these docks here, trying to take control of this water. So over here we can see Green is taking out Storm Warning's little military camp there. And over here, Red is down at these docks here and has taken over most of this area here. So Green looking to be in quite a decent position at this time. Of course, the average scores are still pretty close, they're only about 200 out, which is pretty decent, honestly. So over here we can see that Blue has retreated right back to here. Yellow over here taking all these docks, forcing him to put these ships out. That's just wasting resources. And no doubt just trying to gain water control of this side of the island. You can see that Yellow has sent some ships down to help out his friend down here, Storm Warning. However, it does look like there is quite a few more red ships there. However, they are only war galleys, they are not galleons. That, of course, does make a big difference in this game. As you can see, chemistry up there. Mangonel trying to take out that watchtower there. Still with some militia inside it. And looking like green over here is going to lose all these fishing ships. So it does look like yellow is going to be trying to sandwich his opponent here. Blue having quite a few ships there though, as well as red having quite a few there. Well, that's not too many, but it's still a few. So he'll be able to do that. Going to take out those fishing ships. It looks like it. So these fishing ships here are pretty much gone. There's no way he's going to be able to salvage this situation. Alright, so all those fishing ships are gone. That's going to do a lot of damage to the food supply. And each of those ships is worth 100 wood, and as early as in the game as you have to get them out, that's quite a bit. So as we can see, galleons coming out here now for green, and over here, blue's still not going up to galleons. So as we can see now, TCP is going land-based, has quite a few barracks coming up there, and looks like they're going to be producing eagle warriors. So lots of eagles coming out here, and a few plumed archers as well. As you can see, green has still not walled this area off, mostly because these ships are sitting here, but walling off that area there and this area here would be a very good idea. So as you can see now, just coming in here, trying to do as much damage as possible to these units, and killing off pretty much all of them. Of course, the Eagle Warriors having a hell of a lot of pierce damage armor. That's 8 right there, 8 pierce armor. So they are able to pretty much just soak up the damage from these town centers. As you can see, seeing this wall come out here, so just running in there extremely quickly. And we have a castle coming up there, which is quite a smart idea. So at this point, it's going to be pretty much just kill all the villagers you can. Just do as much economic damage. Alright, so blue has pushed back into this area here now, and he's finally got his galleon upgrade. However, down over here, yellow has a lot of ships there, and he's going to be able to take control of this area here very, very quickly. As you can see, red losing all of his docks along here, except these two here. Blue losing all his docks along here, however rebuilding these ones here. And as we can see, green is pushing out here as well. So green and blue are just putting out a massive push through here. And neither player from the opposite teams have pretty much anything there to be able to stop them. However, as much damage as these ships are going to be able to do, and that castle there is going to be able to do a lot of damage. They're taking these ships extremely quickly. Trying to supply what he's going to. As we see, yellow down here just destroying all the docks you can find. At this point, it'd just about be a good game, because they've got all these ships over here, but nothing to do with them really. Over here, pushing towards here, however, Storming is taking out this castle here, and no doubt we'll be moving on to this one here next. All players on this team here have taken extreme amounts of damage, as we can see siege rams coming in there, so it looks like blue is going to be out of the game. As soon as this castle here comes down, quite a bit of damage there, and no doubt just going to move on to these town centers here, so lots of damage going on there. Moving these trebuchets up here, so he's taken out this castle, and he's moving up to take out this castle here too now. So yellow up here, just doing a clean sweep of this side here. Yellow also up here, so it's going pretty much entirely water-based for this combat. Longbowmen here, however, they will not stand up to the Eagle Warriors. Eagle Warriors, of course, being extremely fast, having that massive pierce armor as I showed. So as you can see, Rams in that town centre there, taking it down. This town centre here down as well. All he's really got left is that castle there. And taking out all these units. So that's pretty much a good game for blue. All he's got left really are these ships. And that's about it. And as we can see, just resigning off there. So that's the game. As you can see, yellow played really well, having lots of ships out there, Purple's D-Rush, of course, coming in here and disrupting both of these players, being an extremely good idea. This tower that it has put up here has kept him off this area here. Extremely good play, and the tower that was up over here helped as well. Both of the towers were in range of each other, so they were able to defend from each other. Storm Warning over here, pushing in through here quite quickly. Over here you can see that Red just knew he wasn't going to be able to hold this off, especially with Yellow coming in there to help him out. So Blue was dead, resigned, and these players thought they are not going to be able to win this 2v3. Alright, so thanks for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. I know it's been a while since the last video, but between work, school, and homework and everything, it's been pretty hard to do. So hopefully I'll have another one coming out soon. Alright, thanks for watching.